Another backpacking item that works really well for me is umbrellas. I use these as an integral part of my rain system. They're super important. I know that sounds funny because it is a little bit funny, umbrellas. I've been long distance hiking since 2009, and here it is 2016. And I started using these in 2015 last year, so it's taken me 6 years of watching people effectively use umbrellas to really get over the hump of the fact that they look kind of silly when you use them, but they are just the best thing in the world if you ask me. They keep you drier, so they keep you warmer. They block the wind really well. You just need to put the round part in the wind. They're great up on balds and any sort of really windy places. I was using them the entire AT just for that, to block the winds. I used them on the tail part of the CDT. My only regret about using umbrellas on the Continental Divide Trail was that I didn't start using them sooner. I picked a really cheap one up in Montana, like a $5 tourist umbrella just to throw away, just to see if I could make it work. That day and that night, it rained all day and all night on me. And I've never been drier or more comfortable in the rain when it's like 40 degrees in Montana on the Continental Divide. I've just never been more comfortable in my entire life. It was great. And that night I used the umbrella as a door to keep water from dripping in on the one side of my tarp. If you A-frame a tarp like this, you can usually use them as a door for either your feet or your head. If, water's coming in the sides hard enough and it'll bounce up, or the wind will push it into your head. If you've ever had a bad rainstorm in a tarp, I think you know what I'm talking about. And that's one of the great things about umbrellas is they've got a lot of uses. I mean, basically this is your main rain jacket, pack cover, snack situation. You can use it as a place to, it's just, when it's pouring rain, usually you have to go through this entire fumbly thing where you're trying to rip everything out of your bag to find the thing you need in record time so stuff doesn't really get wet, and then you cinch your bag up again. With this, you just kind of sit there with it deployed, and you fiddle around in your bag and you do what you need to do, eat a Cliff Bar or whatever, and then it's fine. Now, you're not going to stay perfectly dry with an umbrella. It's only good from about your waist up, and your bag's not going to be perfectly dry, but it's going to be way drier than it has been ever in your life, and it's just so much easier to deal with that I feel like it's the way to go. I do like rain jackets for a lot of reasons. If you get up on a real high ridge or something like that and the wind is coming in from many different directions, that can be a problem with umbrellas. I think I had this on the entire AT in the fall and winter, and it inverted on me once, and I can't remember where it was, but it was somewhere above tree line, and I was pushing it into the wind, and the wind changed direction for whatever reason. Huge gust, inverted it once. These umbrellas are really nice because they're all fiberglass. I've got an umbrella review video that I'll put up either immediately before or immediately after this video airs. So they're fiberglass, they take inversion really well. It's not hard to just bring them back to normal. They're built to flip inside out, and there's no metal in them, so the metal doesn't fatigue, and the ribs won't snap, and you still have a usable umbrella once you get down out of the wind. But yeah, just a great option. I'm sorry I waited so long. I would suggest anybody who hikes to at least give them a shot, given that you're going to understand the way to use them, and it's not rocket science. God, it's not rocket science, but everybody seems to say, but what about the wind with umbrellas? Well, it's not hard. You just point the round part into where the wind's coming from. I've used them. I use them all up and down the AT in New Hampshire, Maine, all those high elevation above tree line places, simply because it was so easy to. You got up top, and you popped your umbrella open, and instead of putting my rain jacket on for like a mile or 2 miles or whatever of, above tree line hiking, because you get cold with just the wind chill, you just use that as like a shield against the wind, and it's so easy. And yeah, the wind, if it's really strong, it'll start bending it, but it's not going to break it. And you just put it down when you get down, and that's easy. It's just super easy to do, super easy to deal with. If you like photography or taking pictures, the umbrella makes that so much better. Your equipment doesn't have to get wet. You can navigate effectively with your maps or your cell phone or whatever you're using to navigate with guidebooks. You don't have to watch water drip off your hat or your rain hood onto your hand. It makes everything better. It's easier to think with an umbrella. I could talk about umbrellas for probably 20 minutes. I'm trying to keep this video short, so I probably won't. But yeah, door for your tarp, snack setup or snack shelter, makes navigation easier. Just keeps your head drier. It just keeps everything a lot more pleasant when you've got an umbrella, and it's just a really effective piece of equipment. I thought they were a joke, or I thought they were one of these things where people use them just for the hell of using them, just because they think it'll make them stand out or different. But I mean, I can't knock results. They're the best thing. They might be my best backpacking equipment technique change I've ever had. It might be the best thing I've ever bought for backpacking. A lot of companies have 2 different kinds. I urge every single backpacker and hiker in the world, or at least buy a really cheap one, throw it in your day pack or your big pack for a weekend trip and give her a shot. Not good for cross country, obviously. Not good for really tight trails. Used it on the AT. It was perfectly fine for most of the AT. Sometimes you might get a couple nicks in there. Other than that, no. I mean, if you're going cross country, you're going around a lot of blowdowns or something, you have to put them down. But I was doing a lot of the whites in New Hampshire, and it was raining a lot when I was there last year, and I had an umbrella in one hand and like rock climbing with the other. I thought it was hysterical, but hey, can't argue with the results. Keeps you dry, keeps you warm, keeps you happy, keeps you safe. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching.